if I'm a customer of yours, what data do you give me that can help me sort of glean trends and make better decisions? Let's say I'm a business leader, I come to you. What would your advice be in terms of even where I grow and how I develop my footprint, so to speak?
So the interesting thing about commercial real estate is that in terms of where it is in the technology cycle, right, it was probably the biggest laggard. I mean, people literally were using spreadsheets and Excel for everything. And so you had really high horsepower, smart people spending hours a day just writing information down on Post-it notes and typing it into a spreadsheet and not getting anything back. So the kind of V1 of our platform was, let's just get all of your own data into a system
aggregate
that you can see of your own, so you know what's happening within your own buildings.
Right.
Because you don't even know that today. And then the idea which we've now come to is once we have enough people managing their own information in our system, we can then help you benchmark to say, here's how you're doing, but now here's how you're doing versus the market.
It sounds like a good use case for AI.
1,000%.
And how are you using AI? I'm not going to use ChatGPT because it's almost like Kleenex and tissue.
Yes.
You know, let's generative AI. Is that something that you think is important strategically for you?
I do. I think right now it is certainly, it is all the hype around every category is around AI. I think we need to be careful in terms of how we deploy it, right? Because there's many ways to deploy a lot of these super modern technologies in industries that aren't ready for it yet, where they don't really see the value because they don't get it. And so our perspective here is, you know, we've gotten our platform to a place where the data is now very standardized and normalized, where you can actually apply AI to it and make sense of it.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably going to start small by just showing people basic information and some predictive analytics on, hey, here's what you can now see. Just even if it's directionally right, is that exciting to you?
Right.
And we'll grow from there. But certainly not boiling the ocean and launching a new AI platform for real estate because it wouldn't get it.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's an area where there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of people that come up with these startups. You know, I've got a platform to do X,
Right.
Y, X. You've gone the distance. I would be remiss to talk about real estate and not also talk about policy because, you know, on the one hand there's the national level, but it seems like a very city-state almost.
Yeah, it's a local business.
You know, how do you find the regulatory environment has impeded or aided the growth of these different markets we've been talking about?
You know, people don't talk about it enough, but it is so critical to the success of the real estate markets. I mean, look no further than San Francisco, right? That probably plays a part as to why it is the bottom of the list. The city is not exactly helping that market.
Are you talking about the, like the
attract new
homeless
companies.
populations?
All of that, yeah. It's a real problem. And, you know, I mean, listen, if it's one thing if you're trying to get people back to the office. If it's not safe to do that, that makes it way harder. And if you look at even Eric Adams in New York, a lot of his supporters was the real estate community, right? So, you know, I think he's made that a part of just the way that he's going to run office. And I think we're seeing the success in that. And so...
And also like where you can develop and where you can't, right?
Totally.
I mean, that's a huge factor.